Hi everyone, it's your friendly ex-Muslim. So, a former friend of mine, someone who I used to work with in software development, and someone that I studied in university with, was on a panel for a big software company where they were talking about Ramadan to the company. What he said was quite interesting, and it made me remember, and made me reflect on what type of situation I would be in today if I was still Muslim. Let's take a look and see what he said.
Yeah, so this is an interesting question because I love the fact that this question has been asked. It's just amazing to see that people are caring and wanting to know how to support and work with others who are fasting and who are going through this month. So to me, I think the most important thing is, as Diana mentioned, like we might be have lack of energy. So I'm usually very energetic, very talkative. During this month, I tend to like kind of tone it down, maybe tired. A lot of us are tired, and in fact, most of us will be tired during the month, especially by the end of the month, where many of us are staying awake pretty much majority of the nights. And some of us even take time off. Like I'm actually taking my time off as well, just to be able to recuperate the next day. Because usually when you're up all night, it's hard to function. And by the time when times when none of some of us can take time off, we're like zombies the next day. So just have an understanding that like some of us are going through that. We're trying our best to kind of keep our performance up high, and don't contribute some of that lack of energy to performance issues, because it's not really about performance. We're just trying our best to balance kind of our religious life and our work life as well. So that's an important thing. In addition, I think when you mentioned all the time, I think the other thing that we would love people to just understand is the concept of praying, right? So one of the things we didn't mention during the session today is that many of us we pray 5 times a day. So that's one of the requirements for us to pray 5 times a day. So and usually two or even sometimes three of those prayers take place during the daytime. So many of us have to go off outside of work or outside of meetings, to the side to another meeting room, or if you're working from home, just like go to your wherever you can pray and pray for about 5 to 10 minutes and then come back. So just having a good understanding that we do this regularly as a part of our religion, and so that and you're flexible with moving around meetings to accommodate that. And for the rest of the year, that would be amazing. That helps us to balance our religious life and our work life.
I do remember, the struggles. I remember that there were days where I used to have a very long commute. I used to have to drive an hour and a half, something like that, each way, to 2 hours sometimes. And, we were fasting, and I remember being totally exhausted, right? Never mind doing the extra prayers. It's a challenging situation for most Muslims, right? And I have empathy for most Muslims. I remember my mechanic that I went to last year. I've switched mechanics now, but he was like, he looked so exhausted, and this was near the end of the month as well. And like he looked like this guy said, he looked, you become like a zombie, right? And what more apt way to put it, like a zombie? I mean, that's what you become during this month. You become zombies. You become these people that are like so into, worshiping and fasting and praying. It takes over everything else in your life. It takes over your work. It affects your parenting with your kids. And some people, make the most of it. There's times where you're tired in the evening, and the days drag on. I mean, the fast right now ends around 8 p.m. So you're talking like fasting from like, I don't know, before 6 a.m., I think 5 or something, all the way until 8 o'clock at night, every single day, day after day, for 30 days. So the point of this video is not just to complain about Ramadan, but to show you what Muslims go through, how difficult it is. And for me to reflect that I was one of these people. I mean, I just feel so sad that people have to do this, they have to go through this. And it's not a choice. It's not an option. It's not like, yeah, I want to do this, I'm putting my hand up, I'm one of those guys that I'm volunteering to fast. Muslims don't have a choice. Either you're shamed into fasting by the community or your family or your friends, or you just have no choice because you're a kid and you're forced to fast unless you cheat and you eat or something. But like, or you feel spiritually compelled to fast, and it's so your entire life is affected by this. Entire productivities of countries is affected by this. And if you ask Muslims, they'll say, well, productivity is not the only thing, there's other things in life, there's other issues. Yes, I agree with that. Maybe praying to this invisible God for salvation and forgiveness and protection from hell and blah blah blah, maybe that's more important to you, even though none of it is real. And that's why I do what I do. That's why we all have to do what we do, to help Muslims to see that this huge sacrifice that you are making is actually for nothing. There is no hereafter coming. There is no hell and heaven. This friend of mine, right? Like, he tried to invite me to speak to attend Yasir Qadhi's No Doubt seminar. He used to have a leadership role in this organization called Al Maghrib. And I told him, like, I'm way past attending lectures. If you can get me one-on-one time to talk to this guy, I'd be happy to talk to him. I'd be happy to have a conversation with Yasir Qadhi, because my issues are way beyond attending some seminar, that's mainly for Muslims that have some doubts. No, like, I'm pretty much out of the fold of the religion now. Like, and what is Yasir Qadhi going to say? Like, he's trying desperately to save Islam with his Yajuj and Majuj, Gog and Magog are actually zombies, right? It's like, he's trying his best to reconcile the obvious issues in Islam and to help Muslims to come back to the faith, right? Somehow, to make it make sense, right? Because it doesn't make sense. And I just, like, I feel for these people that are still going through this, that are, have no choice but to fast. Either they think they're going to go to hell if they don't, or they have no choice because they live in a Muslim country and they're forced to fast, or even they're not Muslim. But, like, for example, in Malaysia, apparently McDonald's, some of them shut down because Muslims are not allowed to fast and not allowed to eat in Ramadan. But what about, women that are pregnant, or what about breastfeeding women, or what about women on their periods, or what about non-Muslims? What about someone that's sick? What about someone that's traveling? There's so many reasons why, but the culture and the country, and it makes it difficult for you not to fast. So you're kind of stuck in a situation where you can't really eat in front of other people if you're in a Muslim country and you work with a lot of Muslims, and it just becomes tough, and I'm just so thankful that I'm out of that situation. I'm so thankful that I'm not a zombie for this month. I'm so grateful that I can have my morning java. And to be honest, I do fast. I started fasting. I'm actually doing intermittent fasting, but I don't fast the Islamic way. I wake up, I eat my breakfast at whatever time I feel like, so 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I have a nice breakfast, and then I fast, but I do liquids. I'll have, diet drinks, I'll have water, I'll have tea. I don't usually have coffee on an empty stomach. That doesn't really go well for me. But, like, I have all those drinks during the day, and then at the end of the day, I eat when I feel like it. I don't have to go away for sunset, looking at the moon, and for the month to end, or any of that nonsense. It's just when I feel like it. And guess what? I'm losing weight. So I don't pig out on pakoras and samosas, and I don't go, I don't eat extravagantly at the end of the day, which actually undoes the benefits of the calorie deficit. No, I'm fasting to get in shape. So I'm not fasting for some invisible creature, some invisible deity. I'm not trying to convince him that I'm worthy of not being burned alive. No, I'm doing it because I want to do it. I'm doing it on my own terms, and that's how it should be. And of course, why would I skip water? That's just stupid. Anyways, thanks for watching. That's all I have to say. A little bit of a rant there, but this was on my mind and I wanted to respond to what he said. And if you do watch this, obviously this is not about you. This is just about what you said and what I was going through. And that's why I didn't include your name. I didn't mention the company or anything like that. But I thought it was interesting what you said, and I felt that I'm just glad that I'm not in your shoes anymore. I'm glad that I'm not in your situation. I'm just thankful for that. So thanks for watching. This is your friendly ex-Muslim. Thanks for the support. Please do subscribe if you're new here. Join the channel. Join the Patreon if you'd like to support me. And I appreciate you guys, all of you. Thanks for being there for me. I haven't been doing a lot of videos. I'm trying to get back into it. So hope that you enjoyed this one. And I will see you again. Stay away from Islam.